You go back to 1939, the superheroes came along then, but over the years, you've made them into something else. What we have today is an ode to you. So when Uncle Robbie took you down to Martin Goodman's office, what were your thoughts about comics?
Now I have a confession to make. Even though I obviously look like the most perfect physical specimen you have ever seen, my hearing isn't as good as it used to be. And when my friend talks into this mic, it's so good. So put the mic away. When I was a kid, what was my... Oh, last week. Well, I thought the same about comics last week as I've always thought about them. I think that comics are one of the greatest types of reading matter in the world because you have pictures, you have words. Steven Spielberg once said to me, see, now you can tell I'm a name dropper. But he once said to me, you know, Stan, you and I do essentially the same thing, except my pictures move. Of course, that was before we went into movies, and now our pictures move too, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, what was the question? I don't know. In the early days, when I first came into the industry, and comics were just coming together. See, I'm his translator. What were my thoughts? All right, I'm going to answer honestly, because you'd expect nothing less from me. My thought was, I hope these books will sell so that I'll keep my job and be able to pay the rent. That was about as exotic as my thoughts ever got. We didn't know, in those days, we didn't know that one day there'd be comic book conventions with fans like you, with all the excitement and the publicity and the fun and the get-together and the collecting. In fact, talking about collecting, I hate to say this, but we worked in a little office back then. The name of the company was Timely Comics before it.